Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Championship Monday here on Curling Stadium. Only 3 games and 4 teams remain in the hunt at this year's RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown, and we are going to be bringing you semifinal action between Matt Dunstone and Brad Jacobs. Jim Nix here with Rory McCusker on a mic, and Connor Sims and Rory handling the production and cameras. This should be a great one, Rory.
Absolutely. These are two teams I've always kind of thought of as having similar play styles. Two skips, anyway. I've always thought of Jacobs as kind of like a no-nonsense kind of skip. I'm not saying he doesn't love rocks in play, but as soon as things get a little squirrely, the run backs and peels start coming. And then same with Matt Dunstone. Matt Dunstone's someone who likes to control hammer, not specifically super high scoring games when it comes to Team Dunstone games. Yeah, it should be a treat. These are two of the best teams in the country, no doubt. And here they meet in the semifinal in Swift Current.
Yeah, and they both are coming off fairly convincing semifinal wins. Dunstone defeating Brad Gushu 7-3 in his game with a 4 in the sixth, and Jacobs handled Ryland Clyder from here in Saskatchewan 9-3 in that game. So both teams on a bit of a high as they come to the semifinal action.
Yeah, this Jacobs team. Connor just missed it, but I saw in my case, you can see Dunstone just laughing. It's because Ben Hebert missed his draw and responded with 3 massive broom slams. It was quite a treat. Sorry that the folks at home couldn't see that. But anyway, sorry, a little distracted. But two really passionate teams. And I just get a kick out of Dunny and Brad just having a laugh in the house over that.
The intern hit now, right on the nose. Ryan Harden. Jacobs looking for a little bit softer weight. Brett Gallant. Dunstone with hammer here in the first.
Harden and brothers back together again. You can see EJ's like physical excitement of being back on the ice in competitive curling. You know, it's never easy to get kind of dumped, you know, in any aspect of the word. And so him leaving Team Gushu, I'm sure he was spending some eager weeks on the couch at home, like waiting for his next opportunity. And here it is, one of the best teams in the world, Team Dunstone, and he's really relishing the opportunity. You can see him very much enjoying himself on the ice and instantly bringing a lot of experience to the Dunstone team. Already pretty vocal, really engaged in tracking the paths and doing everything that a second rock throw needs to do. And I expect a big game out of EJ.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Dunstone now will ask EJ to play the hit. Maybe a little bit of a roll if he can get it. First end's usually a little tougher to kind of be real precise on the weights and line and everything, so it's just a little bit tough to make the roll a little tougher than it will be after a bit. Ryan Herndon looking to make this one curl a little bit. Doesn't look like he's going to quite get there. Might hang around, though.
It's a fantastic shot with hammer. Getting way out on the wing like that, especially with another counter down the center line. Jacobs will have a lot of work to do to prevent Dunstone from having a shot for 2.
Yeah, a little bit safer here, too. We talked a couple times about the circles or rocks, whichever way you want to word it, just being a little less lively than in some facilities, and they're fine. It's just you just have to realize what you have to hit of the stone to get a roll, and teams have zeroed in on that a little bit the last few draws. Certainly, I've seen people be a little more accurate in where they have to hit, as opposed to the first part of the week. Jacobs now asks Gallant to peel off this guard. Problem there. They would have liked to maybe pick the red one off the back if it could have got just a little bit more curl.
Yeah, I thought we might see them take on a run back, because even if you miss the run back, you're going to leave a center guard that isn't covering the red Dunstone rock. So I thought we might see them take on a run back there, but no case.
No. Well, I'm probably thinking too, if we can get the back one, that's pretty good as well. So
Yeah, true.
yeah, Dunstone looking to split the house up here. It's early enough in the end. It's tough to, I think here you're still hoping to get a 2, not necessarily get 3, just because you have 3 in right now. Because there's somewhere somebody's probably going to make a double, at least one. So the intern draw to the wings for EJ Harnden.
First end, these are a bit challenging. You're not throwing a lot of these in your pregame practice. Not a lot of teams do, I guess. So crossing the good stuff with the fresh stuff. Always a bit of a challenge to throw and sweep. So now it's in the more glidey path. And as it finishes up, it'll get more into the grabby stuff once again. So not exactly where it was called, but a fine spot.
Yes, and absolutely love the technical terms for the game. We don't hear those all that often, so that was great.
Mark Kennedy knows he's got to make some granite moves, so he just skates down to get a better look at the angles. This is a guy that can really beam the rock right at the broom, so it's important to know exactly where he wants to hit it, because more likely than not, that's where he's going to get it.
Pretty close to being possible for the triple here.
Yeah, you only have to really poke it a few feet out the side, so not a ton of momentum required.
Yeah, it's probably going to hit the backside of it. So, yeah, that would be definite possibility.
Watch for a lot of rotation on this stone. Oh, they're throwing the Mark's out turn.
A little flatter, I guess. Buoys are sort of the same. They kind of just unwind little what. They just don't really no elevation hardly at all. It's interesting to watch. So Colton Lott will look to hit this and hopefully roll away a little bit. Can't get a long ways away because of his own red at the back, but he can get certainly maybe to the center line. Ryan Harnden on the broom. Now EJ trying to make it move a little bit. Looks like a nose hit or close. Yeah, couldn't do much
tough
better.
Double.
Yeah.
You definitely didn't want to roll much more than that and leave a shooter double. Now, if Jacobs wants to make this double, he'll have to slash it and roll his own out of the ring. So,
yeah,
as good as they could do, I think, right there.
Yeah, I would agree. Jacobs now looking at a hit and roll. Figuring the double is, as Rory just said, if he goes for the double, probably rolls out with the shooter, even if he makes it. So it's looking at a little different plan here.
Yeah, they must think it's more valuable to it's going to be more advantageous to get their shooter in a tough spot to remove more than it would be making this slash. You're serving up the blank on a silver platter if you make the slash double. So this call makes sense, especially on his first one. Why not give it a try?
Brad Jacobs first rock in the first end.
Always known him as having just such a solid core. Like his physical, his balance during his slide is so incredible.
Yeah, it is. Pretty good shot. Didn't quite get over. Dunstone tried to hit and roll back to the same place. Looking fairly good at this point to get us 2. You might see Jacobs take a run at the double the next time around versus the hit and roll on his last one.
I want to take this time to say hello and welcome and thank you to our 820 viewers right now. That number is going to increase throughout the game. Thanks for tuning in, supporting Curling Stadium. We really appreciate all of the support from the fans, liking and subscribing to our page. It's not just for our own hubris. it helps the YouTube advertising metrics when you do that. So I hope everyone's enjoying their free curling on YouTube and sending this link, this YouTube link, to their friends and family, and saying, I'm watching curling on YouTube, and you should too.
At Dunstone now. Well, left it so it's a much easier double than it would have been previously, should Jacobs want to take it on. It's also maybe a little easier hit and roll than the last one because he only has to roll a couple feet, but not a big surprise to see him be looking at this. Don't think he's ever rolling that far.
Just checking in on the chat, seeing a lot of Sault Ste. Marie representation in the chat. Love that. A little bit of information. Our producer, our switcher, and guy directing the stream right now, Connor Sims, also a Sault Ste. Marie guy. So a lot of support there and a lot to cheer for because you got the Hardin brothers on one team. And Gail Yee reminds us, you know, it's so great to see the Hardins together again in this battle versus cousin Brad Jacobs. So a lot of Sault Ste. Marie on the ice and on the switchboard right now.
So Jacobs now going after this double. Trying to get out of this end with just a blank end probably. Be a very big success, I think. He's going to be close, and he will jam it. So a bit of bad luck. Dunstone now with a draw for two here in the first end. Just has to hit the paint.
I suppose we'll call that a sweeping error. Maybe Mark Kennedy could have had them on that and tried to get the straight way. They just got caught in between there. To throw that much weight and still stuff it, that's a hard thing to do. So a little unlucky, but I guess you have to call that a missed sweep call.
Yeah, there seemed to be a little bit of a mix-up early in that rock just with Brancolette. I don't quite know what happened, but it just seemed a little disjointed there for a couple feet, but not sure that was the difference. But Dunstone now just has to hit the house.
Yeah, it's a zero risk draw to the paint. It's a skip's dream in the first end. Their draw to the button path. Nail down that draw weight.
He's working fairly hard actually to get this one there, but he will get there. End up in the 8-foot. So good shot from Matt Dunstone, and he will take an early 2-0 lead in this semifinal at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. We'll be back right after the break.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice bat has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind. From pre-seed to post-harvest, you can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you
So we're back for end number 2 here in our semifinal action between Dunstone and Jacobs. Dunstone with a 2 in the first end. Jacobs now with hammer in end number 2.
Yeah, I had a rock slip into the rings for Dunstone, or maybe they were trying to put it in the rings and it came up light. I actually honestly wasn't paying much attention. Looking at my cameras.
That's good.
It's quite an interesting thing to be able to commentate a game and aim the cameras. It's like I can basically just aim my thoughts at wherever I want them to go.
So the come around here for Ryan Harnden. Pretty nice shot.
It's pretty nice, but since that top one's biting, like they're kind of treating it more as a guard. Yeah, Jacobs can pretty easily remove these two. And at the end of the lead rocks is going to have two rocks in the free guard zone with Team Dunstone having nothing in the ring. So it's going to be a pretty big advantage for Team Jacobs. If Benny Heebs can make this out-turn double, always exciting as a lead when you get these hit shots.
I'm testing out Benny's intern a little bit this week. I saw we had a couple games of his where they did actually ask him to throw an intern instead of an out-turn, which was odd. But not for this kind of a shot.
Looks pretty close.
Looking for the double and maybe a roll. Looks like it's going to stack it up a little bit. So
yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Pretty good effort from Benny.
Yeah, just a hair less curl. Would have had exactly what he wanted. Dunstone will come up with a guard.
Ben Hebert from Saskatchewan originally. He's been in Calgary for quite a few years, but always fun when he comes back to the province. There's more than a few Ben Hebert fans here in Sask. I'm sure he's got lots of family as well.
Probably a Rough Rider fan, I would imagine. I think I've seen that in the past.
Yeah, he had a friendship with Bo Levi Mitchell of the Calgary Stampeders for quite a few years. And he's lived in Calgary a while. I wonder if his fandom has swayed. He better not admit it here in Swift Current. But
so good guard there for EJ Harnden. Quite a bit of front-end brother action this weekend. We had the Marsh brothers with McEwen this morning and the Harnden brothers this afternoon with Dunstone.
Just checking in on the chat. Good point from Maddox Keane. Dunstone is running the club events so far this year. Hope to see if he keeps it going today. That's true. Dunstone has had quite a lot of success at these high-tier club events. We haven't seen him in a Grand Slam final or semi-final. I'll have to double check that. Definitely haven't seen him in a final yet. But these club events, they've been performing very well. That's going to be kind of like a happy split. Was that the call, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worked out pretty good. That's a rock way out on the wing and a buried stone in the 12-foot. Really good trade for Team Jacobs there.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Have to switch gears for a second. Team Dunstone up 2. They'll hit the open stone. Probably the smart move.
So EJ Harnden now. Look at the hit. Hang around. I'm not sure that they want to roll here. A whole lot going hard to hold it. Right there. Ryan's going to try to make it curl a little bit. They are going for the roll. Should be close. Roll a little bit too far.
A little too far. That's a tough roll, though, to come all the way over like that. So pretty close shot. And keeping 2 rocks in the 4-foot, no double available. It's a pretty good result. I'd give him a 4 out of 5 on that.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, that's how you and I really start getting in trouble, Jim, is when we start statting the games as we commentate. That's how we get the chat really mad at us. Curling stats, of course, extremely subjective. Whenever you see those numbers on TV, just take them with a grain of salt. It's just human beings doing that work. I speak from experience. I used to run the stats at the Grand Slam of curling, and the angry messages I would get from you have my son in the 60s. He had a perfect game.
Well, good shot for Ben Gallant. Just a little light if he's looking to remove it, but still a pretty good shot.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that weight choice because it seems like that was intentional. They must be waiting till later to see if they can ever count that top yellow stone. Really good positioning that the shooter, though. That's going to be tough to remove.
Yeah, Dunstone pretty well has to roll towards the yellow corner.
Yeah, with a jam on either side of it. You nose it, you jam, and if you get half of it, you jam. So really specific spot Colton's got to hit here.
Colton Lott now. Trying to make the out turn, pop it through the hole, and roll a little bit behind the corner. Ryan working pretty hard on this one to get it to curl. It's got a long ways to go. I don't know if it'll get there. It'll come off the back one. No. And roll out.
Even worse, Jim, the shooter rolls right out.
Wow. Definitely not good.
Kind of two bad outcomes from that. The jam and the rollout. Yeah, Colton's not happy with himself there.
No,
it's a specific shot. It was a tough one, but it was a big one, and he knows it.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of Go Team Dunstone out in the chat here in Manitoba representing. I'm not going to read everyone's account name, but I'll give you guys a little rundown of where people are tuning in from. I'm seeing Delta BC, Mully from Aztec Safety and Lloydminster, Selkirk, Manitoba, Gimli, Manitoba, a lot of Sault Ste. Marie. Seeing Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, St. Catharines, Ontario. Watching from New Brunswick at work. Shh, don't tell my boss. No, we won't, Abby. Love to see where everyone's tuning in from and just how far and wide the curling fandom really is.
Mark Kennedy now. Swing a hit. Let's rock it back of the 8-foot. And turned around a little bit here. Jacob's in pretty good shape now. Having said that, most stuff is behind the tee line, and Dunstone could still escape this. Good shot by Kennedy.
Just a little roll there, Jim. Thought they might go all the way to the wing.
Yeah.
It's a more manageable shot for Colton. A nice little roll here is going to go a long way. Get to the back of the 4-foot, kind of good positioning on top of the other Jacob stone. In a lot of trouble here, Team Dunstone.
I agree. Trying to get a little roll
really close. Kind of lost its handle and really started curling at the end. Like they had trouble managing that one clean through to the very end of the throw. A bit of a change in ice conditions I've noticed just today, Jim, especially doing the quarterfinal and just what I've seen so far here. A little more jump in the ice. The rocks are grabbing a little bit more. Teams are going to have to throw more rotation and be extra attentive on the sweep if they're going to manage this kind of change in the ice conditions on Monday here.
So Jacobs asking Mark Kennedy to make a little hit and flop. Put Dunstone in a bad way here. A little bit too far, maybe. Well, makes the hit and roll a little bit easier for Matt Dunstone now. Doesn't have to go very far.
I mean, it's worth considering just shredding those 2 rocks, making the double. I mean, if you do that, your shooter's going to roll out. Jacobs will draw a better one behind that center guard, and then you still might be looking at giving up 3. So I think I'm with you, Jim. The hit and roll is probably the play. Probably an overroll, like to more of the center line side. Show Jacobs a little more of the out turn. Set up the jam on the yellow. They are looking at just making the double as well. There's nothing wrong with that, especially with the 2-point lead. You know that this end did not go very well for you, and to get away with a tie game after these 2 ends, it's going to be an okay result for Team Dunstone.
Yes, yeah. If you can make the double and stay there and have Brad have to play it, then it's not a bad effort at all. If you roll out, then Jacobs comes around the guard, and you still might be looking at 3 by the time you're done. But
you can see Dunstone kind of taking his jacket off, got caught on his sleeves. That's my least favorite part about skipping is constantly taking that thing off and your gloves and, dropping your just managing the jacket and the gloves. It's frustrating stuff.
Yeah.
Feel for him.
Pretty solid weight at this. Makes me wonder if it's not the double that we got coming down here. No.
Worst case scenario, Jim.
I know.
Well, I shouldn't say worst case. You could have flashed it. But if you're going to make that decision to not use your shooter, you really want to make sure you make that double.
Yeah. And that, for these guys, that was a pretty simple double, too. That really wasn't a shot that should have caused a miss for sure. So where do you put it if you're Jacobs? That's the question. Looking at getting possibly 3, maybe even 4 if you put this in the right place. So going to force Dunstone probably to play some kind of a draw to escape here with less than 3.
Pretty much a dream scenario, Jim. You're looking at lying 3, all of them under some kind of cover, with only 1 response available for Dunstone. Not only does the opportunity exist, you're facing almost no danger from Team Dunstone. So it's a really, really good scenario for Team Jacobs.
Yeah. So if I decided on a draw, basically, well, I guess maybe they haven't decided. I thought they had decided they were going top 8 around there, but doesn't look like maybe they have.
I guess what's the fear of coming to the forefoot? They think there might be a run double?
No, the only thing I could think is if you're a little bit afraid that Dunstone comes down and sits on yours and you can't bring those other 2 rocks into play. So that's the only thing I can see. I don't.
Yeah, that's still available though, no matter where they put this.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they just think going open is the more conservative play. Worst case, they'll leave a double and at least be a shot for 2.
Yeah, and if you get it over there far enough, you should be, and should be a little bit of a tough double at least.
Not the easiest draw in the world. This will, in the second end here, the middle of the ice, kind of the same thing that they were dealing with in the first end. It kind of goes from fresh stuff to good stuff and then back to fresh. So always tough to manage the weight on these.
Yeah, you could take this right to the back of the 8-foot here and even it up with the one in the house. Got to get off that guard first. It will, but
there we go. No obvious double. I think that's about what they were trying to do.
Going to take another run at it.
Looks like about half a stone, maybe a thin half.
Well, a tougher double than his previous shot, but certainly a double that you expect these guys to make more times than not.
Yeah, it's a very consequential shot. It's the difference between giving up 2 or 3. That's the life of a skip, you know. It's very impactful stones.
So Matt Dunstone now looking to make a double and get out of this with a 2-ender for Jacobs.
Hard on it right away. Half a rock gets the double.
No problem at all for Matt Dunstone. Brad Jacobs now with a draw for 2. Let's see this one.
Yeah, it's a huge bounce back after missing the first one. Really want to make this and keep yourself outside of, you know, giving up a huge end to Jacobs.
And a good call on the sweep, too. He stayed on it really all the way down. So Jacobs with a draw to the house, draw to the paint, much as Dunstone had in the first end. You got to like these. You don't get too many of these. Just draw the house for a second point. Ooh, Benny's on this right away. Frank Gallant leaning hard. This could be light.
Luckily, all they need to do is hit paint. So these two sweepers are just trying to show their skip what draw weight is, what T-line weight is. So.
And they're fine, yeah. It's got to be hard to throw it light with those guys sweeping it. So Jacobs picks up a deuce, ties this one back up at 2 after 2 ends of play here in our semifinal action at the RBC. Dominion Securities, Western Showdown. You're watching on Curling Stadium. We'll be back right after the break.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Join us this March for the House of Hearts Charity Bonspiel in Duluth, Minnesota. Help raise funds for Project Joy, who provides meals for hungry kids in our community. Every donation helps to ensure no child goes hungry. Join us and make a difference. Together, we can spread joy.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Attempt.
So at number 3, getting going. Here at our semifinal.
Take an extra second to see if this rock was on the center line, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Looks to me like it's real close.
Yeah, it does. It sort of, the center line's a little faded out there, so looks like it's just off to me.
Something they're going to have to figure out with this no-tick rule. I know I love how much advertising is out on the sheets at this point, but I think you got to, if you're going to put ads in your guard zone, you got to let the center line carry through because it's tough to make a ruling when there is no center line to even refer to.
So come around for Dunstone now. Matt with hammer here in the third end.
Deuce followed by deuce to start this game. We end up tied again in the third. Dunstone started with hammer, and here they have it again. So nothing changed. 6-end game begins with the tie score.
And Hubert with the outturn freeze, really.
We got a very lively chat.
Yeah, they're watching from everywhere, apparently.
Yeah, people tune in from everywhere. Quite a few American fans. I'm seeing Toledo, Ohio, Billings, Montana. Quite a few far and wide all across North America. Not just that. Yuma, Arizona, Dumfries, Scotland. All sorts of curling fans tuning in from here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, don't forget the Tim Hortons drive-thru.
Yes. Ren is currently in the Tim Hortons drive-thru. If anyone wants anything, just let Ren know.
Ryan Harden now. Follow it down. Right around, lots of room. This looks like a good one. Very nicely done. Very nice finish there, really.
Yeah, 4 made shots, I'd say, so far this end. It's always good to see the opening kind of go that way. Shot number 5, always quite interesting. I love this 5th shot at the end, especially with the 5 rock free guard zone. This shot would oftentimes be a hit or a peel. But now the 5th rock has to be some kind of chase shot, usually down weights. I mean, in this case, we have Team Dunstone with hammer throwing both of their stones in the rings, so not as applicable, but it's just interesting to see how the second rock thrower position has changed with the 5 rock free guard zone.
This one's out there quite a ways. Mark Kennedy can get it in or not. He's getting it over pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good finish.
Not bad at all. I think it's Dunstone's going to now talking about running the center guard back.
Yeah, a lot of good things can happen there. That center guard being just off the center line means if you hit it high side a little bit, your shooter rolls off just a touch. It's gonna be a good scenario for a team with hammer. Clear up the middle a bit. Hopefully 2 yellow rocks go.
So EJ looking to peel, run it almost straight back, not quite. Gets rid of the guard.
Yeah, I got it wide right away. You could see right out of his hand. He kind of said, whoa.
Frank Galant with his second here in the third. Guard going up. Looks pretty good. See if Dunstone opts to run it straight back again. Looks like he will. There's potential to get rid of all the yellows here. Can hit it in a perfect spot. So we're going to make contact with them all at least. Hard and going hard again. Not going to get it again.
Oof.
Got rid of all of the wrong color.
Yeah, that's always the risk when you throw shots like that. It's always just a fraction away. Perfect is usually a fraction away from a disaster. So that's just the nature of these types of shots.
And actually, they swept that to hold it straight, too. They could have let it curl a little bit more. So a little trouble now for Dunstone. Once this guard goes up, 4 rocks to come. He's going to be chasing a bit. Be very long guard. So they'll run back one more time. Really need to make something happen in the house on this one. Be nice to get them all, but certainly need to move them around a little bit. Colton Lott. No, not again.
Yep.
Getting an echo there somewhere.
The roll for Team Jacobs continues. That second end was all Jacobs. And now little over halfway through the third. It's a very good situation.
Dunstone's
It will
had
be
it.
up to Team Dunstone to make these rocks move. All Team Jacobs really has to do is keep throwing one in front.
He said they've had at least three chances.
Really,
now to
2
run
more
back.
chances for Team Dunstone to make the run back. After that, they'll be faced with either a tough draw or maybe even a hit to give up one.
This guy looks pretty good. Should be fine. Dunstone might decide to play the back one now. Could go that way. Could actually roll under. Bit risky, but not really a lot, I don't think. It's a long way to go with 2 rocks to get it. So it looks like
It's always helping people out learn how to use YouTube and their computer a little better. Just so you know, the other semifinal is being streamed. You can side-by-side watch those on your PC. I don't think a smart TV you're able to do that. Maybe there's multi-viewer on some smart TVs, but if you're watching on your laptop, you can just get two browser windows open. Drag the one to the left side, drag the one to the right side, and boom, you got 2 curling games to watch. That's a little trick.
This got to curl a little bit more. Looks really good. Oh, maybe
Another trick would be to get one game going on your smart TV and the other game going on your phone or tablet or laptop, and that's another way to watch 2 curling games at once. So, unlike the major networks, we encourage you to change channels and watch some other things. All these games are available on YouTube, so power to you.
So the attempted roll inside might not
Up
have
to
been
about
there.
2,000 viewers with us right now, Jim. That's not to mention all the people who will watch later on. So thank you so much for tuning into Curling Stadium, supporting what we do and supporting competitive curling.
Okay, so the little inside roll that they were trying to
So
make
no
there.
peel from Dunstone. They choose to play into the rings. I was wondering when that might happen. They get just as tight to the top yellow one as they possibly could. So turns out there was no inside roll available.
Are you hearing me at all, Roy? Connor, you hearing me?
Oh, I think that was my fault, Jim. I think I had some settings wrong.
Okay,
sorry
I was
about that.
talking away. I couldn't figure out why. You were just talking over me all the time, and I thought, I don't know what's going on there. So
Oh,
but
it's
now
just-
I
it's
know.
'cause
Just a production thing.
No, I just think I'm smarter than you, Jim. I just gotta get it all out.
No, well, that's quite possible too. I don't mind.
No,
Yeah,
toying away
so-
with settings over here, trying to get the on ice audio working through my headphones. But
Sure, no sweat.
sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Jacobs now will look at removing this red one. Had Dunstone in trouble this whole end. Dunstone just couldn't seem to make one of those run backs. Trying to get over here a little. It's a good shot. I'm thinking Dunstone has to come around now. Yeah, he
That's
does.
some good separation. Yeah, this will be someone scoring. Wasn't too much advantage to leaving that yellow one in the middle. Would have
No.
gave Dunstone something to hit and roll with.
Yeah, exactly. It's a better situation than Matt might have thought he was going to end up with after they continued to kept missing that run back. He's actually got pretty much the whole house to draw to, so you sneak one around here, he still might even have a chance at his deuce. Those are the weird deuces when you're in trouble the whole end, all of a sudden you get Skip's deuce.
A lot of opportunity here. There's a good way to draw this right around. And with the center guard, Jacobs will have a tough time tapping his own back. So there is a really good spot that Dunstone can get to here. You're going to have to manage the line really well, though.
Yeah, that's the trick. See if you can get around it, but not slide all the way to the back. But right now, that might not even be so bad for him. It's got to curl a long ways.
Yeah.
But we say that every time the rock gets to the hog line. Starting to go. Colton looking for it to come back a little further. You know, it's a pretty good effort. Just slid a little deep, but really good try for them at Dunstone.
Oh, camera died on me, Connor. Yeah, thank you.
Well, for the first time this end, the Jacobs team at least has to think about what they're doing here. Brad's thinking about the double off his own. Seems a little bit radical for right now to me, but
I think all you have to do is get shot rock, Jim. You don't even really need to be buried.
Yeah. Would you play this, what do you think, or would you just draw?
It's like this is showing us who's playing the game right now. This is showing us that Brad Jacobs knows exactly what he's comfortable with, and right now he's comfortable with an angle more than he's comfortable with managing line and weight.
Yeah.
The ice definitely seems to be a little trickier in terms of weight management than it was previously in the week. So I can understand that playing a factor, but I think end of the day, this is just Brad Jacobs, and it's his comfort zone. It's what he likes doing.
Yeah, probably correct, really. So Brad Jacobs, his last one in the third end here, attempting to make the double off his own, and he will probably be close on this. Throwing the out turn, got to get a little flatter action off when he makes contact. It's going to be in the neighborhood. There it is, and roll up, and even better than expected. Very nicely done for Brad Jacobs. Have another look at it. It would have been good even if it had just made the double and stayed right there, but it actually rolled back up a little bit into the button. Man, that was a nice shot.
Yep, it's just one one reason why Brad Jacobs is the best in the world at certain shots. I think that's one of them. Just knowing what angle he has to hit a rock at and delivering a stone that's right on the money. Him and Mark Kennedy together in the back end of this team, I might even call them number 1, 2 in the world at something like that. Maybe Nick Edin and Oscar Eriksson would be right up there with them, but geez, it's a powerful back end.
Yeah. So Dunstone now facing 2. Just kind of threw this shot, really. They're just a shot before, almost identical shot. Just wants to throw that same sort of weight, maybe a foot or 2 heavier is okay, but you don't want to get much more than that. Drawing for 1. Nobody doing much with this one yet.
It's kind of the same path he was drawing on previously. This one's diving harder, though.
Get by. Gotta get by. Top. Not going to get by.
And you know what, Jim? They weren't even really worried about that until the hog line.
No. Should have been. So Jacob steals 1 here in the end number 3, and we'll take a 3-2 lead to the 4th end when we return.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sasktel.com/sponsorships.
All you.
So Brad Jacobs with a steal of 1 in end number 3 has a 3-2 lead as we go to 4. Dunstone a little unlucky in his last one. You just don't know if they just missed the sweep call, Rory, or if it just did jump a little bit on them and they weren't expecting it.
Yeah, it had to have been like the way that the sweepers reacted to it, right? They didn't seem even worried about it until the very end. So that's we got to assume just bit a little bit. And in the quarterfinal game I was doing this morning, there was quite a few rocks that sweepers weren't concerned about it. Line caller wasn't concerned about it. And then all of a sudden, bit of a curl. So a little bit more bite to the ice. They're hitting some patches that are grabbing and curling.
Yeah, because perfect weight by Dunstone. It was just that back button weight really, and back 4-foot weight maybe somewhere around there, and it was perfect for weight. But anyway, 4th end though for Dunstone. A good end for him to score and get back on track. Center guard up and a corner guard up.
Yeah, first steal of the game, but I think it's pretty well deserved. Jacobs has been outplaying Team Dunstone through the second and third ends.
Yeah, absolutely. That was, yeah, they've done nothing till Matt made his first shot there in the last end. They hadn't really made much up until then. You have another look at this. As Rory says,
it's one thing to make this double and remove the red stone, but it's another level of precision to click it and sit right on the pin once you're done, forcing a really tough kind of draw tap for Team Dunstone. So sometimes in curling, when you're the extra precision, like that last percent, like making the shot 100%, goes a really long way.
For sure. So Brent Gallant now. And right around. It's like to sit on the inside of this red one. Not quite, but interesting call option by here. Dunstone looking at possibly going around the corner.
Good look at the outdoor stands, or the on-ice stands in Swift Current. I absolutely love watching the game at ice level. Yes, it's a little chilly, but pour yourself a little drink and cuddle up to some friends, and it can be a really fun time out there. And I can tell you, the curlers absolutely love having the live audience. Most of them do, anyway.
Yeah, EJ Harnden now with that same intern that everybody's been throwing here. Just trying to set up some angles and decide when the angles are really in your favor or not before you do anything else. Should be pretty good. Brad and Matt talking about the ice there, basically. Just drawing a little picture out.
Tough to say who's got an advantage with this setup here. I mean, some good overlaps. I think both reds will leave the ring. I mean, all four rocks leave if you hit them hard enough. So,
yeah,
Jacobs,
for red, it's a little hard for them to get that middle yellow there to move far enough. Otherwise, I would think that Dunstone will be set up a little bit better, but not so sure.
Jacobs is currently currently shot, and they're throwing the next rock. So let's give it to Jacobs. Bit of an advantage, Jacobs, but something tells me, Jim, this center line dance is coming to an end with Dunstone's next rock.
Yeah, I think you're right. Got to be soon.
I think if you hit this hard enough, every single rock leaves the rings, or at least spreads out from the center line.
Yeah, definitely going to be some action. You got to make contact. They couldn't do it last end, so see if they have a little better luck this time. EJ Harnden.
Yeah, they've been catching some bad breaks on runbacks, haven't they, Jim?
Yeah, a little in out on this one, but not going to make this either.
Jeez, missed opportunity. I suspect we'll see an overlapping guard scenario now. Could draw another one into the side of the forefoot as well.
Yeah, I think you're going to right with the guard call.
Yeah, it was a pretty short run back as well. EJ will be disappointed in that result. Had to make something move there.
Yeah, definitely. It's you weren't super fussy on where you even hit it. You just had to make contact first, basically to rattle stuff around a little bit. Everybody's going to have a look at it here. Figure out who's the best pool player. We're done. And he likes right there.
Yeah, you wonder if you leave the red guard exposed, Dunstone will fire that one back.
Well, yeah, that was my first thought a minute ago, was that they would run the red one in. They just don't know for sure if everything goes where you want it to go. But right now, I think he's got to give it a go anyways. He's going to remove, no matter what he hits there, he's going to remove the shot rockets on the button.
Is there any advantage to Jacobs rearranging these a little bit? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
If they really wanted to steal, Jim, I guess they would want to play a tap and sort of create an overlap to make sure that the eventual big weight that comes at this pile isn't going to send that bottom red backwards onto the button. So there is an aggressive play here to try and defend your rock on the pin. But just leading by one and already looking at a pretty good scenario, you got to think the guard's going to be good enough.
Yeah.
You can see these teams are very friendly. That's not the first time I've seen.
No, they've had quite a bit of conversation back and forth.
Yeah, having fun out there. Yeah, two Canadian teams. You know, at the end of the day, they're playing for the same country. They'll both compete for the right to represent Canada at the Brier this year. Or I should double check that, make sure both have qualified. But
so Mark Kennedy, throwing some variation of a guard here. So we'll see if Dunstone chooses to. He's going to choose to pick that one out. Time for Colton to make one. This is it's a big shot here. You don't want to leave this one a little bit short and set up the double on the two reds.
Yeah, running out of time to make something happen here. I'm interested that they're ignoring the guards and trying to play in right now. It's putting a lot of pressure on this shot right here.
Does look pretty good though. Stay close to it. Doesn't get away from you. Super nice shot.
Yeah, that's they guided that right to the magic spot. That's exactly where they wanted it. Now you got to defend both an out-turn tap and roll and a potential run back.
You see this again. They're just perfect shot. Yeah, the run back's definitely looming there. That's for sure.
So now hitting that on the out-turn side is for 2 or 3. If Dunstone was to make the last shot of the end right now, he could get 2 or 3. So this really flipped in a hurry.
Yeah.
Jacobs is indicating that those 2 reds at the top of the forefoot, you know, the overlap isn't that good. Like if you get some momentum going on the top red, both reds are going to go. And I'm not even sure if the yellow leaves the button area.
Well, I don't think it does now. That's the only bad thing. If there's something bad about that shot, it's where before, no matter where you hit it, the yellow was going. Now I don't think it actually goes at all. But I also don't know if you can get to the top rock to make all that happen. So there's not a lot of room to work with there.
I was kind of hoping Jacobs would move out of the way so we could see the angles. Yeah. Maybe, Connor, if you go zoomed into the house, maybe the tight view.
Where's that camera to get that view anyways? Anyway.
Yeah. Well, this is just us punching in on the overhead.
Okay.
There we go. Here. Zoomed in. Interesting to see what happens to these rocks when they get hit. First it was Jacobs defending against the run back, and now it's Jacobs trying to make the run back.
Well, I think if he hits it, I think there's a good chance the 2 reds are gone that you just mentioned. And like you say, I don't know if the yellow even goes anywhere. It's on its way.
Oh, and now it's Team Jacobs' turn to miss on the high side.
Yeah, I've never seen
one for Dunstone, one for Jacobs. They both blew it over the top.
I've never seen teams at this level, these teams and teams at this level, miss so many of those run backs before. It's they usually
it's
don't
irregular
get
for sure.
Yeah.
And that one, can't blame the ice. They knew right away that was a curl sweep right out of his hand.
Yeah.
So now, all of a sudden, this end that looked really good for Team Jacobs after that freeze by Colton Lott and the kind of missed run back from Mark Kennedy. Really big opportunity to continue stacking stones on this outturn side. Loading up this forefoot for a potential big shot from Matt Dunstone later on.
Colton Lott really throwing the exact same shot he just threw.
This has got way more weight, Jim.
To get over there.
Pretty darn good. Curled just enough.
Yeah, and bump.
Ben Hebert throwing a nice shot.
Yeah, I don't know if they were trying to bump, but it didn't work out too bad at all. Could make the double on the Reds, though, and he might lose his back yellow, but leave Dunstone just sitting one. If you sat right there, that would be not a bad result. So Brad Jacobs for the outturn hit. A bit of weight. It's got to curl a little. Should be good. It is.
Yeah, clears the worst of the two Reds. Leaves his own in a controlling position, top of the forefoot. It's a great shot.
Have another look at it. Threw it hard. Didn't really have to do too much with it. Sweep a little bit to make sure it didn't curl. Really just a bit of cleaning. It's a good shot. Makes it a little bit tougher for Dunstone. He's going to come right around on the intern side. He's been good with draw weight. Certainly an easy removal of that red one. That's the only thing. If you get this in the right place, that won't be a problem either.
Yeah, where's the perfect spot, Jim? Do you want to leave it right snuggled up to your own red to make sure that it will stay if there's another kind of hit thrown, or do you want to come right to the tee line and make sure there's no double on the outturn side?
Yeah, I think you want to come right in, right behind. You can come right behind the red back of the button and you'd be fine, because Jacobs, I think, would throw the same shot he just threw and remove the one and let you have your draw for two. I think that's what I would imagine what would happen.
Yeah, I think I agree. Dunstone's first. He's thrown more draws than Jacobs, that's for sure.
Yeah, and this is a big one. Really needs to be number one or number two, whatever it is, at the back of the forefoot here. And the boys going on this one a bit. Again, got to get by that top one. I don't think he's getting by the top one. Not.
No, it's a big miss, Jim.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can see him. He knows it.
He will have a relatively simple shot probably on his next one, but Jacob's looking at possibly the doubles on the Reds, but I don't see him playing that. Brent also looking at that shot. That's pretty sharp angle to make the double on the Reds.
Yeah, is it ever? But that's what he's going to go for. The reward is so good, Jim, like leaving your 2 yellows right at the top of the 4-foot, 8-foot.
Yeah.
I think he might make the kind of slash shot on his own yellow, but he'd lose his yellow if he made that. So
yeah.
Doesn't want to leave any opportunity for Dunstone to score 3. Like if you lose both the red and yellow on the out turn slash, maybe there's like an angle run back for 3. I'm not sure. This is going to have to come awfully tight to the yellow one in order to make this shot.
Yeah, looking for a little more than half the rock here. It's got to be close by the sweeping, and he does. Great shot.
What am I talking about?
Made that look really easy as well. Jacobs is playing very, very well here.
Well, to be fair, Dunstone is leaving Jacobs his favorite kind of shots. You know, normal to upweight angle hits. Pretty crazy end. Both teams traded advantages. It's pretty heavy advantage Jacobs, and then Dunstone looked like they had something brewing.
Yeah.
Now with just a 1 missed draw from Matt Dunstone, Jacobs punishes him, removes the 2 reds, and now it's a draw against 2. Not the easiest draw either.
No, same shot he just had basically, but as we've seen, there's a little bit tough judging everything today, so let's have a little bit more weight than he had the last end, and you need to do a good job on this one. This is a big shot. Boy, the Harnham boys are going hard on this. There they let up a little bit. That's a good sign for Dunstone. Make sure you don't oversweep it. And that's perfect. Very nice shot by Matt Dunstone to tie up this quarterfinal at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. Tied at 3 after 4 ends. We'll be back after the break.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster. Sounds like 1 more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
So all tied up after 4 ends here. In the semifinal action on Monday afternoon in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. For anybody that's not watching both games at the same time, the other game is tied up after 4 ends as well at 1. So a couple of really close semifinal games here.
That Team Pierce has been the story of the weekend, Jim.
And I'll tell you, I did their semifinal game, and they deserved to win that game. And Brent himself was playing very, very well. A great draw weight. Every draw he had was perfect. Kudos. So Ben Hebert now playing an outturn draw.
Ryan Harden seemed a little disappointed with his result there. I'm not sure why. Looks pretty good to me.
I thought that's where they would have wanted it by this shot. I would think so.
There's a chance that they really wanted to get the inside of nose and they just barely didn't get there.
Yeah.
Just being reminded in the chat, I was talking about some of the best big weight throwers in the world. I was mentioning Oscar Erickson, Nicodine. Yeah, Alicia D reminds me, you're forgetting the Mowat team. And yes, I am. Those guys are seeming superhuman right now.
Yeah.
Their ability. And I guess if you're talking about Scottish curling, you got to include Ross White in that conversation of best run back throwers and big weight throwers. This is why we should avoid these things, these comparisons as commentators, Jim. There's always a smarter fan that will remind us what we're forgetting.
Yes, and it's sometimes you forget your hometown heroes are not good either, and it's but when it comes to Ross White is a good indicator of how things come along. I remember watching him at Halifax at the Stu Cells, maybe the first year he was in it or something, and I just thought, well, these guys they're not ready to play at this level, and here we are a few years later, and they're near the top and winning events and playing very, very well. I don't even know if it's the same team, but Ross himself at least is the same guy. So
there is some incredible curling culture. The Scottish curling program, British curling, David Murdoch, a longtime builder of the program there. They have got something really special cooking on the men's side, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will see those. I was talking to Jason Gunlinson one night 7 or 8 years ago when he was still playing. And we were talking about, the future of international curling and European curling. And he basically said, well, it doesn't really matter because they're all going to have to play Bruce Mowat. And he said right then how good he thought Mowat was. And yeah, that team is hard to imagine them playing any better than they are right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And so casual about it for the most part, right? It's just I don't know. It's amazing to watch.
Really awesome guys, lover of the games. They'll go up to the upstairs, interact with the fans, with the other players. Taking it all in. Really fun dudes, that team.
Yeah.
Stuffs the fairly easy double peel.
Yeah.
Gets it really thin. Without Hammer, your center guards are a lifeline. And they had a good chance to take away both of Matt Dunstone's lifelines there. Left one.
So EJ now will be asked to draw around that center guard. No, they're not liking this.
Yeah, it looks like they lost it. EJ's kind of sweeping a spot on the ice. This is not the first time we've seen a rock over curl in this exact spot.
Yeah, that is odd.
Couple draws have bit there. So miss for miss. We've seen that a couple times today, Jim. Usually those misses are few and far between, and it's a big opportunity for the other team to take advantage. But that's a few times now we've seen 2 misses in a row, one from either team.
Yeah. Jacob's looking at the double here, or at least the
that's his
sort of the
his
double.
brain is just automatically calculating hit angles between rocks. And as soon as that came to rest, he knew he had a slash, a way in to remove that troublesome red rock in between his 2 stones. Big shot here, Brent Gallant. Opportunity to lie 3. Oh, it's just soft weight, Jim.
Yeah, different than I thought. It's just looking to roll into the pile, I guess.
Give the other red a little poke. You could see Jacobs just throw his head back. Very disappointed in himself for missing the sweep call. Yeah, that one's not on the thrower. He threw that. Brett threw that good enough to make it. Just a bit of a missed call.
Oh.
That's a fun expression.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he's hurt himself very much with it, though. Really, Rory. Even if Colton makes a shot, you might have 2 reds, but they're not going to be in great positions, and I don't know.
No, it's not the worst result, but I mean, it wasn't a dangerous situation really to begin with.
No, I know.
It was just an open opportunity to make things really good.
Yeah. It's Colton Lott's first one here in the 5th end. Trying to hit about as much of that yellow as you can see, maybe right about where the broom is, would be fine. Like to hang around with the shooter. Just probably more so in case he needs to use it after. Everything stays.
I think that's a fine trade.
Yeah, that's as good as you were going to make, and pretty good shot.
Double looks like it jams.
It does.
Depends how bad Jacobs wants to avoid being forced. Like, really, you could just play around the center and go for it. But if you want to keep a potential, blank, or even really like remove the danger that center guard faces, you don't want to play to it quite yet. Just a little bit early to go underneath that thing, I would think.
Yeah, gonna go here, I think. I'm sure he would hit those a little bit easier.
Yeah, you could always, you could always just accept the jam, make a hit and roll on that top red. Yeah, it looks like that's what they'll do. This guy behind Mark Kennedy, I've seen him watching curling all week long right behind the glass.
Oh, yeah?
A great weekend of curling for Swift Current curling fans. Best ticket in town, that's for sure.
Not sure if he's playing the double or just playing the hit and the inside roll in the top one.
I think the signal was a hit and roll.
Yeah, it definitely was now. Yellow might go out. I'm going to have to go, though. Everything stays here. Dunstone's got to get it out. He can't.
It sticks around. It would have been really nice to be second shot there, though.
It's hard to get them out. And just for Dunstone here is always he can spread these out pretty good and maybe turn this into a force before he's done. Ryan Harden trying to get this one over, and he will. Might even make the double. And he will.
There it is.
So after all those attempts at what seemed to be much easier shots, they probably made the hardest double they've had so far to call.
Yeah, and you know what? It's well deserved. Colton Lott's gotten unlucky with a lot of his run backs and hits called. So he's been throwing pretty well. it's good to see him get the reward for that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just how big that freeze last end comes to mind, Jim. That's what really flipped the end around for Team Dunstone.
Yeah. Okay, now playing the hit and roll as well.
I feel like they'll roll all the way over. Might even try to squeeze out the double themselves. Big sweep the whole way down on this one. Looks close. Oh, here we go, Jim.
Wow,
this
nice
game
shot.
is turning up to 11. Two really nice shots in a row. Vice skip versus vice skip.
You can
This
see
is the
there's
quality of
definitely-
shot making
yeah.
we expected when we saw these two teams line up against each other.
Good shot. Dunstone now probably needs to stay here. I think that, well, obviously if he rolls out, Jacobs will jump around the corner. He may anyways, but I doubt that he will. I think he'll probably hit if you hit.
The reward for keeping your shot in the rings is pretty good because Jacobs then will likely have to address it and can't draw around the middle. But as we know, Jim, the only thing you can't do is stuff this yellow rock. The yellow has to leave the rings. That's priority number one.
Dunstone with the intern. Not a lot of wiggle room out here. There's not a lot of room to work, but you got to find a way to remove the yellow but save yours. And he will.
That's really nice.
Yeah, very nice.
You can feel the intensity ramping up here, Jim. The precision is at a very high level. Misses, I think, are going to be a lot more amplified from here on out. Both teams know. That's they're going to have to make things pretty precise from here on out.
Brad Jacobs. Now, this shot might be too easy for Brad.
That's a good chance to throw a little more down weight. He's been throwing really hard ones lately, so still hasn't thrown a draw. Jeez, Jim. Was it the second end? It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, he had a... I'm just trying to think now. No, he didn't have hammer in the first.
He drew open in the first.
Yeah. We had no... Didn't he have just a free draw for two in the second? Yeah, because Dunstone had a free draw for two in the first, and he had a free draw.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The second end was the last draw.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's getting further and further in the rear view mirror, and that does affect a thrower for sure. Of course, you're keeping times and watching opponent stones. You have your sweepers to consult as well, but it's a factor.
Yeah. Right now and then, just making sure it doesn't get away from them.
Yeah, almost a really nice roll right behind the guard. But it would be an open peel attempt.
Brad Jacobs, good end to blank at the start of the fifth end. If somebody said you could blank this one, I'd take that in a minute. Be perfect.
Oh, absolutely.
Brad Jacobs looking to blank here in 5. It's pretty good. And away it goes. Jacobs will blank here. Retain hammer. When we come back for the 6th end here in Swift Current.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice bat has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
So back for end number 6. Tie game here between Brad Jacobs and Matt Dunstone. Jacobs with hammer here in 6. Whether you're watching on Curling Stadium, we're very pleased to be bringing you these games and look forward to your support by subscribing and liking our channel as we endeavor to bring you as much curling as we possibly can across the country. We draw for Benny Hebert and an intern. It's all good.
Yeah, tie game scenario, 6th end. I expect both teams to go hard for points here. The analytics for the 6th end are very interesting. If you score a single point, it does not increase your chances of winning. It stays at about 65%. If you score 2, shoots up quite significantly, and then the most significant is a steal. Brad Jacobs would take his team Matt Dunstone would take his team from around 35% to up to 65. So you see teams go really hard for a steal in the 6th end, and you see teams kind of try to prevent a steal in the 6th end, and in some cases go really hard for 2. Just the way this game has been going, I don't think we'll see Team Jacobs take that many risks. You haven't seen them throw any guards. They'll play to the middle here, try to gain an advantage, and if it doesn't work out, they'll blow it all up. A blank and a single point are, in terms of percentage chance of winning the game, about equal.
Benny Herbert being asked to a little bump and roll, kind of. And Gallant working on it. He's to curl. Yeah, good shot for Ben. And Stone now look for a little hit and flop. Stone doesn't like the double. He knows if he makes the double and rolls away. The Jacobs might just peel that guard and run it out. So EJ Harnan looking for a little bit of a hit and flop inside. That's a very good shot.
Yeah, Team Jacobs able to peel now. They see that they're shot rock at the back, so kind of a tough decision.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Do you go straight back at this and make the double that way and save your one at the back, or do you not worry about that? Or play a little down weight and try to roll to the corner? That's looked like what he's going to play here. You say we see this shot more than we ever used to see it. Brent's not maybe 100% sold, or he's just trying to get straight on what weight he's supposed to throw here. Lots of rotation on this. This could be really good.
What a brave call.
Almost rolled it on.
Yep.
Might be on yet. Nope, not quite.
Just had to make sure he missed kind of that way. Make sure you get it out of the way, if anything. You know, rolling that into the rings would have been a great bonus, but that's a fine result. This is looking pretty blankish. There's a lot of stones left to come. And Matt Dunstone, recognizing the danger, could keep throwing center guards.
Yeah, I think if he can hit this in the right spot, Rory, I think he can spread these two reds out and keep them both in the house.
Yeah, I think you're right. But even if he doesn't leave a double on this one, there's 5 Jacob stones to come. It's just, ooh, he's going to have to get there, though. That's a really big miss.
Yeah, that is. I didn't really pay attention to where they were sweeping that. I just don't know. I guess they must have been sweeping it to hold it straight, but. Frank Gallant now will play the out-turn hit at the 1 in the 12. Barely in the 12, but in the 12. Let's go. Pretty steady, Brett. Good shot.
That's a nice sweep. It'd be nice to keep these 2 yellows spread out for the remainder of the end and maybe get an open deuce, but it's just so unlikely with how good these teams are at hitting. This would be more of a blank play for Team Jacobs, I would think.
Colton Lott looking for the double. It's going to be close, and he's got it. It's a great shot.
Colton Lott's on a good streak here. He hasn't missed in a long time. He's made almost every shot that's been called of him for the last few ends.
And one more look at this one. It's Sweep by EJ, holding it in the right spot. It's funny, some of these long doubles look almost easier than the short doubles sometimes for these guys. They look like they're almost automatic, where some of the short ones seem to be a little more of a challenge at times. It doesn't make sense.
Well, it's also a difference between a shooter double and like kind of slash doubles. So the shooter doubles are always a little nicer to throw.
So the teams will probably run this through to a blank. Not Dunstone's choice, but he doesn't have much choice right now.
No, and the way you avoid this, Jim, is you throw double center guards. That comes with a lot more risk. Team Dunstone wasn't willing to take it, and here, this is where they end up.
Yeah, I would expect you'll see that at the next end. You can't afford, Matt just definitely can't afford to have an end like this in 7. Or finish like this in 7 at least.
Making up some time. This hasn't been a particularly slow game, but curling ends in general take longer than they used to. It used to be kind of a rule of thumb, about 15 minutes to play a curling end. That is no longer the case at the competitive level. There's just so much more draw shots. The ice is quicker, so I know it doesn't seem like much, but when the ice is a second and a half quicker, that's every single shot that takes that much longer. And, of course, the thinking time. Much more thinking time. And thus, curling games, that old kind of 8 ends should take about 2 hours. That's no longer true. It seems like a 2 hour, 15-minute minimum kind of thing. More often about 2:20. We're on pace for about that.
Dunstone with the outturn hit here. Just a hit and stay.
He's using his little corn broom to try and sweep something off the ice.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to work too well, Matt.
No, I can't imagine that doing a good job. Unless it was like a tennis ball or something. Brad Jacobs, same shot, outturn hit.
See, if I was Dunstone, I'd just really trying to make sure that I keep my rock in the rings. Make Jacobs keep hitting. Like we've been talking about, Jim. He hasn't drawn since the second end. So
no.
Now, speaking of which, it's going to be a free draw for Matty.
So will he try to do something with this little one out the edge? Doesn't really have much to work with. Probably not worth the trouble, to be honest. You're probably better off throwing it in the middle, hoping that somehow Brad stays.
Yeah, I did the math wrong in my head. Jacobs wouldn't be drawing anyhow. He wants a blank. No sense in that.
Well, they're going to throw it over there in the neighborhood, at least, of that Yellowstone.
Well, this would be a very cheeky freeze if they're able to lock this on the rock that's barely hanging on to the field of play. Good little practice shot for Matt. Keep his draw weight in his back pocket.
He's working hard at this. Line's pretty good if they could get it there.
Gets a piece of the rings, forces Jacobs to deal with it. Nothing wrong with trying that, Jim.
Oh, no, I agree. Brad Jacobs, final stone here in end number 6. As we get close to the end of the semifinal match here.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Is it in?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Well, Dunstone allows Breck to kick it off. That was pretty close.
So we have a blank end here in end number 6, and we'll go to end number 7 at the RBC after Dominion Securities Western Showdown here right after the break.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed? More innovation?
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster. Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
So 2 ends to go in regulation time here. In our semifinal match between Matt Dunstone and Brad Jacobs.
Yeah, this 8-end game has been reduced to 2 ends. The only difference is Dunstone started with hammer off the bat, and now Jacobs will have hammer in this 7th end, tied up. This semifinal did not disappoint. We've had some misses here and there, and teams have traded misses, certainly, but there's been some great made shots, and especially in the second half of this game, Jim, I think we've seen the shot making kind of rise to another gear.
Yeah. For those that are wondering and don't want to flip over and check right now, Brent Pierce did pick up 1 and 6. Now trails 3-2 to Cooey with hammer playing 7. So both very low scoring affairs and very close games. We expect them to be close. I don't know if we'd always expect them to be this low scoring, but not a real shock the way these guys can clean things up sometimes. Ben Hebert's draw here. Second draw, good shot. 2 very nice draws. Ben. EJ Herndon now be asked to follow that down. The area now where you recognize the importance of your lead in your second, because one miss from either one of these guys on the front end here can really make a mess of this end.
Yeah, stakes are certainly high now, especially with 2 center guards like this. You can feel the advantage slip away really quick without hammer. So 2 center guards up means nearly every shot needs to be made by Team Dunstone.
Yeah, That's not really a great one.
No, not able to promote it. It is fully buried. Just came up late. Those 2 stones of Jacobs. You got to think that's going to take 2 rocks to get rid of those. Yeah, still, Brad will peel. Thought he might press his advantage in the forefoot, but knowing that things could turn around real quick with the run back ability of Team Dunstone, they'll play it safe and clear the top one.
And with that setup that's there right now, it's going to be really tough for Dunstone to turn this into a, even this early in the end, it's looking a little bit difficult to turn this into a force or a steal, either one. So throw up another guard.
Well, the chat's just going wild right now. I love reading what all the fans are talking about. Look, it's like they're talking about time clock and 8 versus 10 ends, blank end rules. This is what's so fun about watching curling on YouTube, guys. Oh, geez, I don't think they get it over.
He did not. Man, that is crazy.
Yeah, slipping a little bit, EJ Harden in the last few ends. That missed short run back in the 7th. And then, yeah, that hog stone. Those are significant misses.
So Brincolette now looking to peel both these. And if you do, Dunstone's going to be facing a tough decision.
Got to curl a bit, huh? I did not think they were trying to get that over the top. I think that was pretty outside. Pretty outside by these standards, a few inches out. That's all I mean by that.
Wow. Yeah, Brent didn't look to be terribly happy with it when it stopped, so I assumed it wasn't exactly what he was supposed to do. Not a bad end, I don't think, but it does leave that ever-present possibility that it could be a rock that forces you to take one somehow. So Colton Lott, try to hit this right on the nose. Stay right there. It's possible now for Dunstone to at least be optimistic about it, maybe getting a chance to come around the corner and forcing Jacobs to take one here. It's a few shots away yet, but you can sort of see how it could happen. EJ Harnden now. Just looking for just a dead nose hit. There it is. Perfect.
Yeah, sticks it right on the nose.
That's the universal signal for blow it up. Brad also knows that that corner guard may hurt him here. Just a matter of whether or not it's worth. Mark doesn't care. Whatever it is, I'll make it, he says, and go from there. He stopped there, didn't twitch or anything. I figured the screen had frozen up, but he just was stopped. It was just like, I never see anybody not move even a finger. Now turn PL, try to get this one and maybe roll towards the center a bit at least.
Yeah, they're kind of caught in between worlds here. Like they actually have a pretty good setup to score 2 if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But they want to keep it safe, and I think the ultimate goal for them would be carry hammer into the next end. Yeah, not so. I don't really know about that.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they're trying to unlock, like they would have liked to roll in and sort of clip the red off of its frozen positioning. Geez, it seems crazy. Would you ever just throw a center guard? He's looking at making a corner on the top one. Oh, just hitting the 1/2. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's trying to hit a third of a rock roll to the 8-foot or a 12-foot, whatever over there. Not trying to do any more than that, I don't think. Yeah, it might not even. It's got to go up. Got to come up.
Just got to stick in the rings, really.
That's a beautiful shot. Yeah.
Dunstone team seems happy with the setup right now. Jacobs just constantly trying to keep the potential blank alive, you know? There's no danger with this red stone out here. The only reason to remove it would be limit the amount of stones in the ring. So eventually, if there is a shot to blank, he'll have it. Gets a bit of a roll.
That's sort of indicating just hit it right on the nose there.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what Dunstone's kind of ultimate plan is. Like, what's his goal here?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't really see a force brewing. This is looking more and more like a kind of open crack at 2 points. Like, where's he going to roll? You can't really hide behind the red-yellow combo because that yellow, since they're so frozen, you can kind of send that yellow back in almost whatever direction you want with the drag effect. Kind of indicating just a little roll inside.
Yeah, I guess I'm assuming he's trying to set up some kind of a double on his next one, or some kind of way to at least sit 2 after his next one.
Yeah, it's just when Jacobs returns the hit and doesn't leave a double, what's Matt doing then? Is he giving up a shot for 2?
Well, if you hit this on the nose, then Jacobs would want to hit it where? The nose or inside?
Well, I would think you'd roll out just enough so your second shot.
Okay, so you'd still want to be second shot. I don't know how possible that's going to be rolling out.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, as these get higher and higher.
Yeah, circle just gets a little closer to you. Anyway, let's see what he does. Looking for a nose hit for now. Or maybe a little inside. It's going to roll quite a bit inside. Well,
now that I see it, I kind of like it.
Well, I think.
Do we think this top red is going to go?
Yeah, I think everything's going to go. I think he's going to hit the red hard on the right-hand side as we look at it there, or maybe not too hard because it's going to drag a bit.
Yeah.
And with some weight, I think there's not going to be anything in play when the shot's done. Well, maybe the shooter.
Yeah, I mean the yellow certainly drags. The bottom 2 stones are gone for sure.
He's going to throw it pretty hard because you don't want that yellow one to hang around.
I love seeing the people in the glass behind each other chit-chatting about the game.
It's Brad Jacobs with a kind of a combination pool double here, and he will make it as expected. A different rock stayed than I thought would stay, but the yellow one did hang around the back.
Me too. That middle yellow dragged so hard that it got the back red thick enough that it stayed in the rings.
Yeah. See this coming down. You would think that the yellow was going to go out pretty easily, but no such luck. That's that whole drag effect. It's amazing, really. If you don't know about it, you haven't figured it out yet, give it a try sometimes. You can do it just by setting a rock on a rock and throwing one from, you don't have to necessarily throw it all the way down the sheet to figure it out. You can test it out from above the house just to see what the effect is. And it's good to know about it. Every now and then it matters.
All right, very challenging shot. Matt Dunstone will try to freeze on the face of this Jacob stone. I think we just saw how lively the rocks are. Those last two stones were quite frozen, Jim, and Jacobs had no trouble getting rid of them. So bit of a desperation play, but they got to try it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be very tough to make this work, but it's a hard one because you're sometimes you're throwing it not really to make it. Like you throw this just to make it. If you ever leave it a little bit, you tap and roll just a couple inches the other way, all of a sudden you give up two. So it's just a tough one to throw when there's no room for error at all. And all the other side of it, though, is you might be just as willing to take a chance, and if you ever give up two, you give up two, as you would to try to steal the last end. So but you want to make it as hard as you can. So you're gonna have to make sure they get as close as they can to that rock, preferably right on it.
Nah, it's not going to be close.
No.
In fact, it won't even get shot rock. So,
wow,
disappointing result for Dunny. This result was kind of written all over this end. It was either looking like a blank or two for a long while. $3,500 people watching now. Congratulations, everybody. You're part of a historical event. That's a lot of views for a live stream curling game. So thank you for proving that there is an appetite for more and more curling. And, your participation only grows this curling stadium project. We can't thank you enough for tuning in.
So Brad Jacobs with an open draw to the 8 foot for two, or close to the 8 foot for two.
I think Team Dunstone was hoping for Brad's eventual draw to be a little higher pressure than this, but now with his first draw since the second end, he's got a lot of paint to work with.
And a good shot there by Jacobs. And Brad Jacobs will take a 2-point lead into the 8th end here in our semifinal at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown, as the winner advances to the championship game, which will probably start about 5 minutes after we're done. Well, no, not really, but not too much after we're done, probably an hour or so after we're finished. So thanks very much. We'll come back right after the break.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind from pre-seed to post-harvest. You can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Sasktel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? Sasktel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
So at number 8, here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, Brad Jacobs with a 2-point lead in the semifinals of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. Been a great spiel, been a great weekend. One more draw to go. One corner.
It has been something, Jim. 5 days of extremely high caliber curling.
Yeah, it's been a lot of games. We certainly have brought a lot of games to them. A lot of games, probably the most games I've seen with commentators as well. So
we really pushed the envelope this week at our curling stadium. We pushed for more production, more games, more produced games, more commentary, and we thank people like yourselves, Jim, who are taking time out of your day. And let's just say we're not paying Jim $1 million to do this. He's doing this out of just his love for the game and his passion for this project. And yeah, thank you so much, Jim, for volunteering your time, and everybody who contributes to Curling Stadium, and especially the fans who tune in every day, every game, and chime in on the chat, recommend us to their friends. You guys are really helping us out, so thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and it's continues to be. I've been surprised. I was saying to Jerry earlier, I was surprised how many people actually do see and watch this, and even from my little club here in New Glasgow, long before anybody knew I was going to be doing commentary, would come up to me after they first heard me, say, "Oh, I heard you on there," and I said, "Geez, you watch that?" And I'm thinking, "Yeah." They're like, "Yeah, we watch curling. We like to watch curling, any kind of curling, anytime." So, yeah, it's great. So a few rocks for Dunstone to work with here. That might change in a couple of shots, but for now, there's a couple of corners, some rocks in the house. The yellow one that Team Jacobs just threw works as a corner as well. So a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for Dunstone here.
EJ will be hungry to make this shot here. Both in 6 and 7, he had a bad miss in both ends, so he's going to be hungry to make 2 good shots here.
Yeah, he'll bear down pretty good on these.
I know we're supposed to stay unbiased as commentators, Jim. I'm not cheering for a particular team, but I am a little happy that it wasn't a blank end in 7. I think we would have had a much more boring, predictable 8th end. Now, with Dunstone really chasing 2 or 3 points, I think we're in for a treat.
Yeah, that one worked out quite nicely.
Yeah, I got the shooter to a good spot. That was the most important part of that shot. Didn't really matter what happened with the yellow. Shooter just had to get to a good spot.
Yeah.
Some fun decisions here for both teams. Like, this is a great scenario. Like, Jacobs is okay with giving up 2, but it's always going to be tempting to defend your own positioning and force Team Dunstone into harder and harder shots. It's tough to play pure defense in curling. You want to make things harder on your opponent, and sometimes that means taking a bit of risk yourself. So just kind of decision time here, as they could easily peel. pretty juicy double peel, Jim. You know, there's more than one way to make it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So lots of conversation. So they're going to run the red. Looks like it's going to be a straight peel, I think. I'm not sure if they're going to try to pick that one off the back or not, but Brad figuring out where he wants to hit it. Apparently it's about a quarter of a stone.
Gallant, a chance to make a 2-for-1 kind of shot here. You can see the focus. He really wants this one.
He's got that one. He's got that one. What a great shot by Brent Gallant. And rolled the shooter far enough out of the way. He's not super happy, but I don't think he should be that upset.
A bit of a missed sweep once again. They were trying to get that kind of thin and roll into the rings. They ended up getting it over top. I still think that's a really good result. Gets 2 red guards out of the way.
Yeah, I think I agree. Just didn't quite get the spin action on the shooter, but like you say, you got rid of all the red ones, so there's nothing there that they'll really be able to use much. No turn come around to the back one. This is a nice looking shot as well.
Oh, it's really good. Made use of the slight, we're not going to call it a miss, but the leftovers of that double peel. Made perfect use of those, and yeah, that angle is just lovely. Not able to remove that red rock pure.
Yeah, and you can tell EJ liked it. He popped up with a little bit of pep in the step there, getting up from that one, so he was pretty happy with it. Sitting number 2, number 3 now. And you've got Jacobs playing an out-turn draw around a corner when he's up 2 playing the last end. That's a good start. Mark Kennedy attempting to follow EJ's rock down there.
This is a very interesting call, Jim. Not hitting the open red stone.
Yeah.
This is the exact kind of fun stuff we were hoping for when Jacob scored 2 in the 7th end. These are the make or break decisions. They're going to win or lose curling games. And really excellently executed, you know? That yellow is going to be tough to get off of there. The reds could still stick around in the rings. It's still very interesting.
It's interesting because Matt was just looking at what happens if you play this double on the one on the button and the yellow that Mark just threw there. And actually, you could probably play this double if you really were desperate, and you might be able to sit 3 when you're all done. I think if you hit whatever it is, half of that rock, hit the yellow, the red jams on the back, yellow, and the yellow that's frozen might go. I mean, you're looking at it, might not be ready to play it right now, but you might not get another chance either. But
it's a good point, Jim. Whether or not it goes, though, like even just getting your shooter over there, unlocking it, and taking advantage of the corner guard, that's going to be a really good result for Colton Lott.
Yeah.
He's on a hot streak. This has been, man, we've seen some good shots, but I think Colton Lott might be the hottest player on the ice right now. He seems to be making everything, or he's darn close when he isn't. Those forward shoulders, that Manitoba delivery, so stable and accurate.
So Ryan Harden trying to hold Phil's. I feel like I've said Ryan Harden's name every time they've thrown a rock here.
Gets the top one, unlocks, stays frozen. Oh, Jim, those angles are fantastic for Dunstone.
Yeah.
What an amazing shot. Really perfectly made, and a great sweep call from Matt.
See it again. Ryan Harnden help him make this shot, just on it from the time he let it go until right now. And didn't spin up, which it could have spun up and went out, and that would have been not good, but it's very interesting.
No, it's a great shot. Now the temptation to hit the open one is there for Jacobs. Like, Dunstone's kind of running out of rocks to group those two stones together. So to be second and third shot even on the wings right now is pretty darn tempting.
So 3 rocks each to come here in the 8th end, which may or may not be our final end in this semifinal. We can tell you that Kevin Cooey won the final with Brent Pierce, winning 3-2 in that one.
Congratulations to Cooey. They've been hunting success for a long time now, and to make the final of this event, I'm sure a lot of people are very happy to see Kevin Cooey back in the, not quite the winner's circle yet, but, you know, making the final, that's got to be a proud moment for them.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's tremendous. It certainly has been a rocky road here. And congrats to Brent Pierce, too. I don't know if there was a lot of people would have picked them to be in the semifinals of this event. And when you looked at their draw and they had to, you know, beat Carruthers, they had to beat a couple of really good teams. And then they had to beat a really good team this morning when they beat Mike McEwen. So they deserve it of the semifinal finish for sure. So Mark Kennedy now. So Mark's in turn. Just going after the back one.
Yeah, not a super challenging shot, but it's just so critical that they leave their shooter as shot rock in this situation. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's a nice shot.
Now, the temptation for Dunstone to count those rocks that he's been kind of stacking along the wing is going to determine the difficulty for these next few shots. Like, they have 3 rocks left, Team Dunstone does. So if they wanted to, they could just score all 3 of them right there.
Yeah.
But you got to think he's tempted to keep those red rocks along the wing relevant.
Yeah.
But with this call, he knows that it's going to be just too much of an ask to move that yellow stone and keep the red in a good spot. So it's a straight freeze call.
Yeah. Quick welcome to those of you that were watching the Kevin Cooey Brent Pierce game. Had a squeaker over there, and we've got a squeaker here. So some great finals this weekend. Great quarterfinals, great semifinals. Dunstone with the intern draw, intern freeze to the one that Mark Kennedy just threw. Got to really go over there.
Yeah, EJ really trying to carve that.
There.
It's going to chisel off. I think that stone is available for removal.
I think it is too. Pretty close, pretty good effort, but just needed to curl and slow down a little tiny bit.
The decision now is, would you ever get tempted to run your own yellow and try to keep both of those yellows around, or you think you just play it safe and get rid of that red?
I think you gotta be a little safer than that. Yeah. I think if you ever try to run the yellow and catch your own, then you could be looking at a 3 spot here, and I definitely don't want to do that. Be happy to, not happy, but you're okay with giving up 2 and taking the hammer to the extra end.
If you nose this red, Jim, are you going to leave a double where Dunstone could make that kind of double across the rings and remove the yellow that is backing the red?
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think the angles would work for that. I never really thought of that one before, but when you look at where that broom is and say that's the rock, can I hit the top of that and take the yellow? Certainly. Mark's waving over there. I don't know if he's suggesting that let's not worry about over there or what, but and if you want to really try to win it here, you just go ahead and play a freeze of that red. But I don't see anybody really doing that. I'd be surprised if you don't play to remove this red. You'd like to keep the yellow at the back there and don't move it too far, so he might not throw very much weight at this.
Yeah, that looks like just kind of tap back weight, Jim.
Yeah, I think it is. I think he really doesn't want to move that back yellow much because if he can get this out and not move the back yellow very much, then Matt has to make a double to sit 2.
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting late enough in the end, Jim, where that rock, even though it's in the back of the rings and it can be frozen too, it's pretty valuable with how close it is to the center. So it's going to outcount those reds on the wing, and with only 2 shots to come for Dunstone, that's turning into a pretty valuable thing. Earlier in the end, not as valuable, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun though. Down 2 with hammer, both teams, making some very exciting decisions. This is exactly what you want, a semifinal matchup between 2 great teams to come down to. We're being treated to some great curling right now, Jim.
Brad Jacobs. He's going to throw a little extra handle at this one. I'm not sure. That may just my thinking. I don't know, but seems like a little more handle than I'm used to seeing Brad throw. But again, just to come down, tap the red out, save your shooter and the other yellow. It's going to be close.
It's pretty good. I was expecting just a hair more weight than that, Jim. I thought they'd want to push the red further back than that, but that yellow's in a really good position, obviously.
Yeah, I think Matt was just looking at the double that you had pointed out a minute ago. Is it there? And you're going to lose a few rocks on that side, but I don't know what that means. I don't think you're going up there, surely. It's hard to remove this without moving your red. But if you hit it hard, if you do go for the double, what happens? You probably still lose it. Or maybe not. You might be able to slide it by yours. The only problem is then you're going to set up some kind of a double or more over on the other side. So this is your last rock of the game?
Yeah, we have exceeded my strategical input. These teams are so much smarter than me. Yeah. I'm excited to see what they do. We need Sean Joyce in here. He'd be able to pick this all apart.
Oh, yeah. Sean Joyce and Dave Schmell will be doing the final after this.
Yeah. With Connor Sims on production and myself on cameras, we'll have a 4-person crew. One of the first times we've done that this year. Hopefully provide some great coverage.
Yeah, I think it'll be wonderful. I hope to catch the last half of it. If I don't soon get some work done today, it's going to be not a fun evening.
These days tend to melt away.
Yeah. Like I say, my priorities got a little messed up today. I just kind of thought this would be a lot more fun than work. So, and it has been. It's been great to have 2 wonderful games.
I'm very glad you made that choice, Jim.
No, it's been a fun day. So, big shot here for Matt Dunstone. This has been a great end, actually. It's one of the more exciting ends this event.
Big 2 shots here for Matt Dunstone. His teams, I would argue, has done their job. They've stacked the rings. They've created rocks in play. Good scenarios. Matt's been given the chance. Let's see if he can convert it with these 2 shots.
Harden trying to hold it. Make sure it doesn't curl too much. And, whoa, what a shot.
Pokes.
Great shot.
Pokes it right out the side. Danger alert for Team Jacobs.
Let's see it again. Matt Dunstone with the intern heater. Ryan Harden, just because it's right that he sweeps every single shot this game, is on it. Probably might have hit it a hair thicker than he wanted, but it looks pretty good.
Oh, I think it's great, Jim. I don't see a double available for Jacobs unless you run this thing back. I think
really tough.
The only way out is to freeze on that pile of reds.
Yeah.
And even still then, Jim, you might leave a cross-house double for 3.
Yeah, you might. The yellow at the back of the 4-foot, the yellow on the left-hand side there it's accessible, delicate to get to it, but it is accessible for what they need to do. They only have to move it a foot if they were to get the opportunity again. So Jacob's going to be playing some kind of a draw here, I think. no point in hitting anything because nothing's going anywhere.
And I think this is pretty significant. I think the red in the 12-foot is out counting the yellow in the top of the 12-foot. So red is 2, 3, and 4 right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So right in the pile is going to do it. I guess what you got to be careful of is that you don't leave something where it's only going to contact. So the eventual double that Matt Dunstone will throw, you can afford to lose one of your reds on the wing. You can't lose 2 of them.
No.
So if Jacobs can put this in a place where at least 2 reds will be pushed backwards, even if Dunstone makes the double, then at least it's only for 2 and an extra end, not for the win.
Yeah.
Probably sitting more so on the high one is better, Jim, I would think.
That's my thought as well, yes.
Even tapping it back like a few inches, making a little more of a pocket for yourself could be the best spot, because if you don't move anything and Dunstone sends it off of the top one, then only 1 red will leave the edge.
I think you have a little tiny bit more room for error on the top one too. You know, if you just got a little bump that's available there in the back. If you go for the back one and you roll off it an inch, then you're going to lose the game probably. So last rock for Brad Jacobs in end number 8.
It's only his third draw of the game, I'm pretty sure.
Looking to freeze to the back red, or the one of the reds at the back of the house here.
Sweepers like it. They like it for weight. Ben's trying to get that curl. Inside out here at Swift Current has had some trouble finishing. Looks really nice
might
though.
Be too heavy. No, I think it's pretty good. Actually, I think you'll see Matt Dunstone have to play the double. So he takes it off.
But
yeah.
Will that yellow spring off of the top red without contacting any other yellows in the back of the rings? If so, this double is for 3 and the win. I
think that if you make it, I think the yellow hits the red, goes over the top of the red that's at the back of the 8-foot, and then your shooter goes over and takes the other one out. But you got to hit. I think you can get it hard enough to. Yeah, that's kind of it. And then I think it goes.
I think it's for 3, Jim.
I do too. I think the back 2. I want to point to them. I need a illustrator. I think the back 2 reds don't move.
Yeah.
And these 2 that are at the T line, both of those rocks are gone, and your shooter takes out the one on the other side. So what I hope is he gets really close to throwing this good, because it'd be interesting to see what the result ends up being.
There's a chance that the spin of the yellow kind of takes it straight backwards and clips that back red. We'll have to find out. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
I think this is for 3, Jim.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen, but I agree. I know what you're saying, and it might. Yeah, the interesting part is that for Dunstone, the one thing it does do, it
Connor, take me if we can see their mouths moving. Like I think the audience can hear a little bit of the ambient audio. You can see EJ using his hands to describe the motion of the rocks. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jim.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say, you don't have an option. It's not like you're going for 3 in lieu of going for 2 sort of thing. There is no 2, right?
Yeah, so it's the same shot.
Yeah. Because sometimes, you're in this case, well, I don't want to go an extra end. I'm going to play some wild and crazy shot for 3. And in this case, you can't take 2. So you're going to have to play the same shot to get 2 or 3. So, and I think if you make it, you're getting 3. It's just a little bit flatter than I'd like to see for being able to really, really spring off of there. But we know Dunstone can throw it really hard. That's for sure.
Just trying to get a little tighter view of those 2 rocks. I don't know if I can.
No, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it does clip that second red.
Well, it might, but even if it does, it's you got to try to make this. I don't think it will. I think you got to hit this rock about no less than a half to make it. And when it hits the other red, I just think it bounces over the top of the back red.
Yeah, for Team Dunstone, you just focus on making sure your shooter goes into the other yellow and sticks right there. That's all you can do. And the motion of these rocks, that's it's up to the curling gods to decide.
Interesting to see the turn choice here. I'm not sure if he'll try to go for the little flatter roll here and throw maybe an in turn at it, or if he'll be going the out turn where he might get a little bit more speed coming off that rock.
Mm-hmm.
Going in turn.
Well, what an exciting finish here. Matt Dunstone with a chance to win the game in 8.
That would be amazing, even if you're not a Dunstone fan. So let's wait. EJ this time on the broom.
He wanted to curl. Gets the one.
Post.
Into the other. Did it kick the other red, though? It did.
Yeah. You only got 2
points.
Oh, what? Did you have the replay on that one? Because I need to see where that rock went that I thought wasn't going to move. It's a great shot no matter what.
So it did. Yeah, we're going to see it right away here.
Yeah,
I just saw the YouTube replay.
It's that. It does just
barely poke.
Wow. What a great shot, though. Holy cow.
Wonderfully exciting.
Yeah, it's interesting because I remember I just finished saying there's no shot for 2. Apparently there was. Okay, we're going to take a short break before we come back for the extra end here at the RBC Dominion Securities semifinal match between Dunstone and Jacobs.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
We have a good one here, and number 9. I was going to say and number 6 for some reason, and number 9 here in our semifinal action between Matt Dunstone and Brad Jacobs. Tremendous 8th end, which saw Dunstone have apparently not a shot at 3, but a shot that we thought was for 3, or at least I thought was for 3, and a great shot regardless to tie it up. And we're in an extra end with Jacobs having hammer this time.
Just an ever so slight miss from Jacob's last one. It just didn't curl as much as they thought it would. I thought he got the weight pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Ben tried to make it curl, but in Swift Current, we've seen like the center coming off the center line, not moving quite as hard as the outside in. That's pretty common for curling ice. And just pretty impressive to me that Brad hadn't thrown a draw really all game until the 7th and 8th ends, and he made those pretty darn perfect. So
yeah,
some great shot making so far.
Yeah, it's been a great game, and that great end particularly. So Dunstone will call up another center guard here. Probably the 2 most important shots of the game so far are these 2. So, well, other than maybe the last one, the last end.
No, I agree with you, Jim. When you're trying to steal, you need 2 good ones from your lead. There's no other way about it. You need 2 good guards from your lead, or if you are coming in, you need a nice top 4. Yeah. It's the lead's time to shine in situations like this, for sure.
Ryan Hardman, lead for that Dunstone team. They want to make this move over a little bit, but a little bit afraid of...
Sorry, Connor.
The house, and that's pretty good.
2 rocks, lots of separation, both on the center line. That's 100% end for Mr. Ryan Hardman.
Yeah. Yeah, I told the story before. When I first turned seniors, I played a couple of years in front end, which I hadn't done in maybe forever. And before obviously the no-tick thing, like this particular no-tick, but what most pressure I ever felt in my life was trying to throw just 2 guards in the last end. So I'd much rather be trying to draw the 8 or 4 foot to win than trying to throw those silly guards up in 20 feet of space or whatever it is. There's a good shot, I think, but might make it a little bit tough to get rid of some stuff after. But Dunstone going around.
It's a very important stone. The last rock before the Peel Express fires up. This is light. Once again, he was light in the 7th end as well. Our sweepers are getting a lot out of this. Just going to tick.
So close.
Wasn't light. I was wrong about that. It just was over curling. Real close. It's not a disaster. It's in a pretty useful spot, but that's kind of what they would call the good one. You want to make that one your good one in the 4-foot, either your steel rock or the frozen stone that you're going to use later on. And now the shots get a little simpler for Team Jacobs. I imagine we'll see 4 peels in a row.
Yeah. Dunstone looking to guard that, just indicating which rock he's trying to guard, just so that everybody knows. His red one's in a pretty useful position, the red one that's on the right of the screen as we look at it. If he needs to use that one, it's not bad, and the 2 at the top are staggered, so if he ever had the opportunity to promote that one in, it might be good, but for now, he'll throw up the guards, and Brad Jacobs will peel the guards. Good shot. You don't want to get too close because you don't want him to have a chance of taking more than just the 1 rock out. And he's ready to go. Got the sleeves rolled up and everything on this one.
Yep, it's been a lot of this type of shot for Brent Gallant the last few ends.
Yeah, there has, hasn't there? It's just I was just thinking the same thing. I don't know what else he's thrown for the last 3-4 ends. It just seems like that's almost it.
That's kind of Jacob style, though. Use those second stones to clean things up.
Yeah.
If we look at the situation in the house right now, Jim, like if we just keep kind of guard, peel, Dunstone is going to have a good chance of getting something in there with some funny angles that Brad Jacobs are going to have to deal with. That rock right on the top of the button is a very good stone for Team Jacobs, but if they can ever make a nice little tap or maybe even like an angle double tap kind of thing, Dunstone's going to have the necessary overlap and junk up front to have a good chance of stealing this end.
Yeah, agreed. The 2 on the right-hand side are not quite as close together as I thought, so the stagger's not great, but it's better than nothing for sure. So Colton Lott now throwing a guard up. As you mentioned earlier, Colton's had a good game. He had maybe a little bit of a not great start, but I don't even remember now. But he's certainly been very good since 3rd, 4th end on.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe before that even.
He kind of just got unlucky with some runbacks and angles, just sort of hitting things on the wrong side of the inch. So hasn't been missing by much, even when he has missed.
An appeal for Kennedy. Dunstone looks at it every time. Has to just run it through his mind real quick. Am I still good to do this? Am I still good to do this? And I think the answer is yeah. Until you're absolutely not, then you are. He might tackle that tap up on his first one. I'm not sure, but for now, Colton Lott's throwing up another guard, and Brad Jacobs is certainly going to peel it. Quick reminder while the guys are doing this that the final of this event is certainly on right after this. Curling Stadium Network with Sean Joyce and Dave Schmel with the call. It'll be very exciting. No matter who wins this one, I think it's going to be very exciting to see Kevin Cooey in a final against one of these guys. It should be a wild game. So be sure to take that in.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, they're toying with the idea of whether or not they want to peel this guard. He's got a little bit of a point. He knows that. Did they go one too long with guards? I don't know, but if you peel this out, certainly expect Matt Dunstone to play some kind of a raise on the top guard, top red rock rather. Well, Mark's leaving, so I think it's been settled. Can only let those front ends have so much to say, you know. Anyway. He's going to peel. Might be trying to make both this time. It's a bit risky if you are, though, because you could end up running the red one right in on the yellow one. We'll see what happens. No, just a single peel. So I'm thinking Dunstone's going to play the tap. What do you think, Rory?
I think you have to.
Yeah.
I think if you wait one more rock, you might not have this opportunity. So
yeah, I agree. One more and they're guarding the whole thing for sure, and you probably won't have a shot.
Oh, sorry,
You might have a shot, but not a good shot. Dunstone looking to promote the red stone here. Well, he wants to be shot after this, but he has to be careful he doesn't throw this too hard. Just looking for a back button kind of weight, maybe back 4 foot at most. I think at most, that would be my thoughts anyways. Two rocks each to come here in the extra end to decide who will take on Kevin Cooey in the finals of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Great host for 2 weekends in a row here. And Dunstone with the outturn raise on his own red stone. EJ Herndon going a little bit, but not hard. Weight must be close.
Yeah, it looks really close.
A little bit more. He might not have enough.
It's a bit of the worst of both worlds, Jim. They didn't get shot rock, and they also didn't get nice and frozen on that yellow stone. Just a little bit unlucky with exactly where that sailed to.
Yeah.
Really, really nice would have been catching at the side of the button shot rock. And pretty darn good would have been kind of a good 3/4 frozen on the yellow.
Yeah.
Turns out they got kind of neither. I'd be a little surprised if they played the shot that Mark just indicated. That kind of seemed like the last ditch kind of shot.
Yeah.
And if they missed that, Dunstone would have a great opportunity to, well, if they missed that, they'd be taking their own out.
Yeah. Yeah, right now it looks like Dunstone should have a shot when he's done here. He should have either the tap on the one he just threw, or he should have the tap, the red, yellow sort of takeout tap, whatever you want to call that. So that's the guys are just trying to figure out how to take both shots away. And is there a possibility of doing that? There might be.
It's important to remember, like, you're still shot rock right now. It is Team Dunstone that has to do the hard work and make things happen in that 4 foot in order to change what's currently the case. Currently, right now, you're winning the game. You have a rock on the button. So you don't want to do too much that might accidentally make something happen for the opponent. The result is really nice if you get this red, yellow, red combination.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're lining up, Jim.
Yeah, I think so, but
unless this is kind of like a tick double, like you saw Ben Hebert sort of motion to both red stones.
Very gutsy call if you're playing the red on the yellow. It doesn't. It seems like, I don't know that you got to do that. But here it goes anyways.
It's a red.
Yeah,
double peel is what they're going for.
Oh, yeah.
Tick, tick, rolls it right off. It's a really good result. Really good result. No matter what Dunstone does here, Jacobs will have either an out turn directly into the 4 foot or that run back.
Yeah, let's see that again. Yeah, very nice shot by Brad Jacobs. Benny trying to make it curl just a little bit, and it does. Rolls up and out of the way. That's where if this red one had curled a little tiny bit more, or it would have been, or maybe not an or, but it would have been maybe a little easier chance for Dunstone to get shot rock. But throwing the double, and the double, if he makes a double, he probably gets a half a rock or a rock roll to the right in front of the red. I think it would be pretty good. Not easy, but would be pretty good. Quick final thanks to everybody watching. We have 4,500 people again watching the end of this one. Hope a lot of you can stay around and watch the final shortly. Matt Dunstone with his final rock here in end number 9. The double takeout and a roll is what they're looking for here. Trying to get it to
Gotta be shot at the end of this.
Close.
1,
Great
2, and
shot.
rolls.
That is a terrific curling shot. Matt
Dunstone rolled the shooter a little bit.
Yeah,
to
that's
a
what we
great
were
spot.
saying. Yeah. He knew that if he made it, he was probably going to roll. I thought he might roll a little tiny bit further, but that's pretty good, I'll tell you. What a shot by Matt Dunstone. EJ's
Yeah, he's really making Jacobs think about this one now.
Oh, are they ever? He's either got the little come around tap or he draws the button on the intern side.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Oh, not a bit.
I guess if he really wanted to take it on, he could make the double sort of over the top and roll his shooter in for rock. It just seems very Jacobs-y to want to take that on. But we can see almost half of that stone should be enough to tap it with heavy backline weight.
Yeah. There'd be a lot of people would just draw in this situation. There's no question. I mean, I need a piece of the button, but the buttons are not 12-inch buttons anymore. They're pretty good size. And he's shown he has draw weight. Despite the fact we wondered if he would, he certainly does. Just feel like the draw is maybe a little bit easier for me, at least. I would think that way. But either way, Brad's going to play the out-turn tap on the red. Needs to tap it out further than wherever his shooter rolls. And definitely needs to miss the top guard, but I don't think he'll hit the top guard. They'll be able to hold it out there for that. So Jacobs, final rock, 8th end. Extra end, rather. Sorry, we already finished the 8th end. Looking for probably back 4 foot weight. Maybe a hair more than that.
I couldn't think of a better way for this game to end, Jim.
No, this is deservedly the right finish. Ben Hebert getting ready to go.
Looks really close.
He's going to be really close. You're right. Now, will it hang
what
around?
A shooter.
What a great shot by Brad Jacobs, and what a tremendous game we had here today. Really, really impressive all the way around.
Yeah, opponents who respect each other a great deal. That was a great game. You could see Matt and Brad all game long kind of joking with each other behind the house, but in that 6th, 7th, and 8th end, the jokes were over and it was time for business. And we saw some really, really great curling in these last 3 or 4 ends.
Yeah. Just an excellent curling shot. Really never a doubt that it was going to be made. So that concludes our semifinal game here. Reminder, the finals coming up probably in about maybe, I don't know, half hour to an hour.